Which of the following skill areas can be addressed using ABA therapies? Is it A, self-care, such as showering or toileting? B, play and leisure? C, learning and academic skills? Or D, all of the above? The answer will be at the end. Hey y'all, I hope you're well. Welcome to another episode of Healthcare Boulevard. This is a podcast where we shine more light on healthcare, and our goal here is to provide more options to people looking to choose healthcare as a career path, regardless of their background. My name is Sena Kapomo, and I am your host and creator here. I thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support. Remember, you can tune in on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. How you doing, April? Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Of course. Now, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is April Daniels. I am a BCBA, Board Certified Analyst.
Mm-hmm.
And I have two boys, a 12-year-old who just turned 12 today.
Oh, wow.
And a 13-year-old. A little bit about me, I guess, professionally, is I went into the field of applied behavior analysis because my oldest son, Jaden, he was diagnosed with autism at the age of 4. So that kind of led me in the direction of wanting to work with children with developmental disabilities like him. Mm-hmm. And then my mentor in grad school, Dr. Maddox, advised me to go into ABA because he knew that I wanted to do something applied and I wanted to work directly with kids. And at that time, I was leaning more towards clinical psychology, becoming a psychologist, but mm-hmm. he really kind of pushed me in that direction. And I'm very grateful for that because it's really my dream job.
Right. That's amazing. Now, just to clarify, you are a BCBA, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So you have your master's degree in applied behavioral therapies.
I actually have my master's degree in applied developmental psychology. For the certification for BCBA, there's several master's degrees that they accept, one being psychology or education. So I got my master's in applied developmental psychology, and then I went to Georgia State to take their additional 6 courses to qualify to take the certification exam.
Okay, so were you already on the track to get your master's in psychology before you decided to go into ABA therapy?
Yes, I had actually already got my master's once. It was at the end of my master's program when my professor told me about ABA.
Wow. Okay. And before that, have you heard about ABA before?
No, actually, I did not. I didn't know anything about ABA. I was my undergraduate degree was in psychology and my master's degree was in psychology. So I was all about psychology for the longest time.
Yeah, you were going for psych. That's amazing. It always amazes me when people find out about their current career, and that's amazing. Now, did your son himself receive ABA therapy?
No, he did not. At the time when I first got into the field of ABA, the coverage for it was mostly through private pay or private insurance. Medicaid didn't start covering ABA until, I would say a couple or a few years ago.
Okay.
And I was a college student. Yeah.
I see. Gotcha. Okay. So, well, first of all, happy birthday to your younger son.
Thank you.
That's exciting. Did y'all do anything fun?
Well, he got all his gifts. We did a great birthday cake. He loves Fortnite, so I had a bakery make a Fortnite themed birthday cake for him. So he was really excited about that.
That's exciting. I can imagine. I'm sure he's sugar high right now.
Oh, yes.
But that's good. That's good. Now, what setting do you practice in right now?
I'm in a clinic setting right now.
Okay. So you're working, who is in your team? Give us a bit of a setup, or like set the scene for us in terms of what your setting is and what your day-to-day is like.
Yeah, so our clinic is the biggest clinic out of all of the clinics in the company. I work for a small ABA company that's comprised of, I think, 4 clinics now. But our clinic location is the founding clinic, so to speak. So it's the biggest facility. So day to day, our clinic hours are from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So the clients typically arrive at the clinic around 8:50, and session starts at 9.
Mm-hmm.
And each client, it's a one-on-one clinic, so it's one therapist to one client. And then during lunch, and other times during the day, we do group for, group skills and social skills. But primarily it's one-on-one.
Mm.
And every therapist works anywhere from, they work with 2 to 3 clients per day. So you have your morning client from 9 to 12. And then between 12 and 1, you're working with different clients for their lunches. And then you work with your afternoon client from 1 to 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then is most perhaps all of your patients are dealing with or diagnosed with autism, or do they have different diagnoses that you're helping them with, or different hardships that you're helping them with?
Yeah. So to actually, I guess, get approved through insurance for ABA services, you have to have a autism diagnosis.
Okay.
But we do have clients who have other diagnoses as well as autism.
Okay. So they have the autistic, and then they have other diagnoses,
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. It reminds me of something they used to tell us in school, like in the real world, most diagnoses don't exist in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Like, because we learn like, oh, this is appendicitis, and this is how you diagnose it, and this is how you treat it, and this is how the patient will present. But they always try to remind us, well, they may present with appendicitis, but they may also have GERD, they may also have this, and versus the book where it's like easy and clean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what are some of your favorite part of ABA therapy, being an ABA therapist?
Well, my biggest drive is working day to day with, kids that remind me or, are similar to my own son. It's my driving passion every day. With ABA, you really get to help improve the quality of life with your children through, helping them learn how to communicate their basic wants and needs, or teaching them how to interact with peers and make friendships, and anywhere, from teaching a child how to tie their shoe, or teaching them how to, dress themselves, or, teaching potty training skills. Like we
Right.
really, yeah, we work on the 3 domains of autism, which are adaptive, social, and communication.
Mm-hmm.
So that really encompasses a lot of different skills.
Okay. Okay. And what are some of your challenges?
I think the biggest challenges are, behaviors. That is, the B in ABA is behavior. I think,
Right.
especially, behavior can be at times unpredictable. So you really have to come ready every day for
Yeah.
whatever might
Yeah.
be thrown your way.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, being that you had a master's degree in, was it applied psychologist or behavior? What was it
Yeah,
exact term?
applied developmental psychology.
Okay. And now you're in this field. How do you, if at all, use your knowledge in applied psychology as an ABA therapist?
Well, really, I kind of had to disassociate myself,
Yeah.
because psychology and ABA, though they're similar in ways, they're very different, especially behavior is, founded on the principles of behavior And, psychology is more, mentalistic and cognitive. And with ABA, we only count things that we can measure and observe. So we can't think about things like internally or mentalistic type of terminology. So I really had to kind of step away and learn ABA from the ground up in terms, because I didn't get my degree in it. So I really had to kind of catch up.
Right. So those 6 months of classes you take was sort of like your crash course to what's coming up in your career, and then you sort of adapt as you not study, as you practice and see more patients. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, actually, when I started at Georgia State for those 6 courses, I got a job at an ABA company working as a behavior technician. So I really got a lot of experience working directly with kids for several years before I became a BCBA.
Gotcha. Okay. And what's work-life balance for you?
It's crazy. It's definitely a very delicate balance. I'm very thankful to work for a company that's very family oriented. So, if I need to leave to go pick up my son or leave work early to get him off the bus, they're very accommodating. So working for the company that I do, I feel very kind of at ease that if something does pop up, they understand that my family comes first.
Right. That's a luxury, especially nowadays, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you cope with stress, being a working mom and working and family and everything, not to mention the life we are living nowadays? How do you cope with stress?
Oh, wow. Well, typically in the evenings when I put my oldest down for bedtime, I usually will read or watch one of my favorite, shows, or write in a journal. I used to write in a journal a lot when I was younger, and I've started doing that more as an adult because it's a way of getting my stresses out on paper, and it just helps me to reflect on things.
Okay. All right. And what do you do for fun?
Well, me and my youngest son, we are movie addicts. So we're actually going to see the new Batman movie tomorrow.
Is the new Batman out?
Yeah, it comes out tomorrow, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now I guess I'm going to the movies because my husband is a movie craze, so I'm sure he's already making plans.
Yeah, so that's the thing I like to do for fun. I love going to the movies, like the actual movies. I'm so happy that the theaters are back open. So
yeah. Oh, that's fun. And does your older son like movies too?
not typically.
Okay.
We've
Not
tried
his
it.
thing.
Yeah, we've tried it, but he typically gets a little restless midway. So
Yeah, understandable. And what are some leadership or growth opportunities for you as an ABA therapist?
Yeah, so I actually just got promoted to the lead BCBA position at a new clinic location in our company.
Okay.
So there's lots of growth. I mean, typically you go from a BCBA to, a lead BCBA, or, from a BCBA to a clinical director, and then, a regional director if you work for a bigger company. So there's lots of room for growth in the field of ABA, I believe.
Okay. And as a lead position, what are you doing differently?
So one of the differences between just in my company, being the difference between being like a regular BCBA and a lead BCBA is you're responsible for, ensuring that the schedule is sent out day to day. You kind of handle all of the RBT concerns, making sure that all of the kind of BCBA admin duties are completed. And you're kind of like the go-to person or the go-to BCBA in the clinic for, questions, concerns, things of that nature.
Okay. And some of your future goals into professional aspirations?
Well, my realistically for me, with my, personal situation of, having a child with autism is I just really want to be the best BA I can be. And I always want to be working closely with clients and still doing direct. So where that takes me, where it takes me, but I really never saw myself like wanting to own a company or anything. I just always just wanted to be like a soldier kind of per se in the field of, being hands-on.
Right. That's fair. And what are some of the ways you keep your education up to date?
Yeah, so actually one of our requirements for maintaining our credential is every 2 years, we have to renew our certification. And during that 2-year period, we have to get 32 hours of continuing education credits, which can be, reading articles, going to conferences, doing online CUs. There's like different ways to get them to keep us kind of up to date and still, competent to do the job.
Right. Now here's the thing, just specifically for you, as you are an ABA therapist and you do have a son with autism, do you find yourself in an ABA therapist position with him sometime where you are using your knowledge to sort of help him through it, or you just totally a muscle like, I'm
definitely.
home? Yeah.
Most definitely. Like back when ABA was a very expensive therapy to get, I just learned when I was learning it in the job, I would come home and use some of those techniques with my own son. So it's been a win-win situation.
Right. I will imagine so. And my last question before I let you go, any words of advice for anybody who may want to be an ABA therapist?
Yes, definitely. I would recommend just looking it up. A lot of people come into the field and, they get a little shocked because it's very different. And I think the passion has to be there, the passion and the patience. And just, if you really love seeing a child grow and using behavioral techniques, then I would totally recommend it.
I see. And again, this is about all I have for you. Do you have anything else to add or advice or anything like that?
No, we always love new people coming to the field of ABA. And yeah, come on over.
I love it. Oh, before I let you go, just because you are in this very unique position, what would be some of the setting you'll be working at and your clientele had you gone into your applied developmental psychology field?
Yeah, so that would have been the same. It could have been, a clinic setting, a medical setting, school setting. So, and this is the same with ABA. We work in schools, we work in the community, we work in homes, and we also work in clinics. So that's what I liked about it, is that you get to help children across multiple environments.
That's amazing. That is all I have for you, April. Thank you so much for joining and taking the time out of your day and away from your beautiful babies to shed
No
some
problem.
light on ABA therapy for us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course. You have a beautiful evening.
You too.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.
All right. The answer is D, all of the above. I don't know why I came at you like that. I don't know. But that's the answer. You can use ABA therapy to address all of the above, including other things that were not listed. All right, y'all. Enjoy and stay blessed. All right. That's all I have for you today. Thank you again for joining me. I appreciate you. Please subscribe, follow, like, comment, and share. And stay blessed. Bye.